Do you remember the first job you ever had? And I don't mean like, if you were shoveling snow for $5, like, did you have like a real first job?
Yes. So my first job ever, I worked at a frozen yogurt shop.
Froyo.
Yep, I had to get a permit. I had to get a work permit because I was only 15 years old.
I remember them.
So I had to get that through my school.
Yep.
And did that for a couple years. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. I got to eat all the frozen yogurt I wanted and all the toppings I wanted, and
Yeah.
it was always fun.
Yeah, I was in a similar scenario. I worked at a Dairy Queen for a little bit,
Oh, okay.
and yeah, I mean, I didn't love it. I went from working at this Italian restaurant where everything was cash under the table, which I loved because it was
Mhm.
like you got cash like at the end of the night, to getting a paycheck where I'm like, this sucks. Like
Oh,
this
yeah.
paycheck sucks. I don't want anything to do
Yeah.
with this thing, And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do any money, whatever. So yeah, it all sucked. But
Worked for
no,
tips too. And
yeah.
then, like, now that I think about it, just like with crime and everything, it was a complete glass front, like, storefront. And we would
Ugh,
count the money from the register at the end of the night, like right on the counter, like right in front of everybody to see.
yeah.
And I'm like, now I look back on it, how stupid that was. And that someone could have easily broken the door, and robbed the shit out of us.
Yeah. I mean, were you in that type of area though?
No, I mean, anything's possible.
True, true. You're
It
very true. Plus, when people see money and people
Give them
being
donuts too.
irresponsible with it, they'll take advantage. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah,
yeah.
doesn't matter where you are.
So,
But nice. Okay, so you're doing the froyo, slinging some sweet cream, and then what comes after that?
so then I graduated from high school,
Head of the
and I
class.
went to community college for a little bit. Didn't really like it.
What was your major in community college?
I literally did not have a major. I was just kind of just riding the waves to see, if there's anything I was possibly interested in, and nothing kind of ever came up. And then so
Right.
I got into cosmetology school because I always loved doing hair and nails and stuff like that. So I went to a
Yeah.
cosmetology school in downtown LA for a long time. So I'd commute all the way down there 6 days a week. And then I got my cosmetology license in 2010, and I was an apprentice for a stylist for a little while, and then I got pregnant.
Oh, I mean, that's good.
Well, it was a little scary. I was 20 years old. I was still living at home, and
Yeah.
my parents are pretty conservative, so they were like they were not happy.
Yeah.
But my boyfriend at the time, who's now my husband, was like, "Look, like, we got this. We're going to take care of this." Like, so he ended up buying a house, and I moved in with him, and 2 weeks later I gave birth. So,
See, I love that though. I love that it's like even at a young age, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to him too. Like, a lot of guys
yes.
don't take responsibility like that, but he stood up and was like, "Nope, you're my girl. This is our child. Like, let's do the right thing." That's phenomenal. Good for
Thank
him.
God. I know I'm
Good for
I'm
both of
so,
you.
so blessed because I know
Yeah.
that there's not a lot of men like that out there. And that's what my dad was very concerned about. He was like, "Holy shit," like, but
Who's this guy?
yeah. But I was literally at work one day, and my husband went to my parents' house and was like, "This is what's gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna take care of this child. I'm gonna take care of your daughter." And yep.
How and if you were 20, how old was he?
25.
So still both very young.
Yeah.
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 Man, that's wild. And like, I mean, shout out, he's a man of his word. How did you two meet?
Through an ex-boyfriend of mine.
Ooh.
So I know. So I was broken up with this guy. And we were trying to work things out. And we went out for coffee one day, and we were sitting outside, and my ex-boyfriend was like, "Oh, that's my friend. Hey, Scott, Scott."
So, all right, so you're sitting at the cafe and the
Mhm.
dude's calling your husband over, your
Yeah.
ex-boyfriend. You guys weren't broken up at the time, right?
No, we were
Or you were
broken up. We were
okay.
broken up, but we were trying to work things out. And he calls over my now husband. And so he introduced me to Scott, my husband. And then that was it. We parted ways, and he somehow got my number from my ex-boyfriend and found out where I worked and all that kind of stuff, and came to my work and was like, "Hey, can I take you out sometime?" Oh yeah, totally swooped in and whoosh.
Wow.